Most couples do not break up over money. They break up over what money reveals. And today on Money Matters, we are talking about red flags in relationships when it comes to finances.
Wow, that's a great opening line. What money reveals. Whoa, that is powerful. I love it.
It is. I mean, a lot of times people don't even realize there's red flags or green flags until it's a little too late, right? So
Right.
Hopefully there's more green flags than red flags. Green's good. Green's good.
Yeah, exactly. We see both, right? When people come in the office.
Yeah.
A lot of times the really bad cases we don't really see because the problem is they have no money and they already got a divorce.
Ooh.
So they don't come in, but we see a lot of it. So, the first thing as we start thinking about money in a couple, I ask how they manage their finances, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing is when do they talk about it? When does it come up? And then you start seeing the side eye look and then you start to see kind of the dynamic. You can read the dynamic of money in the relationship. It's beautiful. I love it.
So
you
true.
See a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah. And actually, to your point, we built a simple checklist for couples so that they can use it to see if they're financially safe together. So it's a great checklist. And I encourage you to stay tuned, watch this episode all the way through so you can learn how you can get your checklist and check out if you are safe together or not.
Right.
So, and also, Marshall, when people think about money problems, not necessarily money problems that show up as debt or bad spending, right? So, and like you said, sometimes like divorce and those sorts of things, you may not see that, but what are some of the different things that you see? What are some of those different?
You see, what I really want to know is there a purposeful time to talk about money in the relationship? Because, in my experience, so for a long time, we're busy raising kids, going all these different directions, and there's no time to talk about money. And, I'm trying to go to sleep and my wife still has questions about what's going on with this or that. So we learned.
Hey, wake up! I want to know.
Yeah, we learned a while ago that be purposeful. So every 2 weeks we sit down and have a business meeting. We talk about the finances and we talk about investments and we talk about trips and planning and everything. But like you said, what it reveals. And so transparency is important. Some people have separate accounts, which makes it tough to understand what's going on. And then you don't want those seeds of, resentment or it's just difficult. And so the communication is the starting point. The other thing too is who's in charge of the finances, right? And, in our experience, one person will lead, right? The other person, if you listen to Dave Ramsey, he describes it as one is the nerd and the other is the free spirit, right? The nerd. Have you heard this? Have you heard this?
No, I haven't, but it's captivating. Tell me more.
So the nerd is the one with the free spirit and the one that knows what's going on.
Okay.
Right? The free spirit is the one that's like, I don't care. They don't have time to pay attention to that. And so both types, the nerd and the free spirit, have to tolerate each other. So the free spirit needs to pay attention for like 10 minutes. Just focus on this for 10 or 15 minutes. And then the nerd cannot beat them over the head with their spreadsheet. They can't like say, "Oh, I can't believe So it's this reconciliation tolerance thing for each other's type. And now some couples are closer, some are pretty kind of spreadsheet people, others are not. And so you see this change. And it doesn't matter male or female. Sometimes the free spirit's the man and the nerd is the female.
Oh, for sure.
She's like watching the budget and he's like, he's spending money and I can't get him to stop.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? All that kind of stuff comes up. So you see it in a lot of different ways.
And so to recap a little bit, I mean, those are some of the red flags. There's 5 red flags, top red flags. There's other red flags, but there's top. So yes, avoiding the money conversations like you were talking about, secret accounts and credit cards. But I have to say, I have a family member who shared with me early on that I should always have a secret account of money just
Really?
in case. Yeah, I won't divulge who that person is, but boy, we'll find out if my husband's watching this episode or not. We're gonna have a not so secret conversation. Let's see what else. You said no blaming, right? So
Okay,
no
yeah.
blaming about me.
And then one person only in control. So like I
Right.
said, the nerd and the free spirit, some people just don't pay attention at all, right? And I just a recent example, I had a couple for years, and she was always in the planning meetings, in the finance meetings and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then her husband passed away unexpectedly. I know.
And yes, that's
And
hard.
then she's calling me to try to figure out what was going on.
Right, because
With the
there weren't any
finances.
conversations, and there was
Right,
no
and so-
shared planning for goals with the savings and the spendings and all that, and that's part of that. And boy, that is quite a predicament to be in, because you
Right.
didn't have those transparent conversations.
Right. So even when you're young, it's important for the health of your relationship. And even when you're getting older, it's that stage to understand what's going on with the money. So,
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, those of you watching right now, I mean, if your stomach just dropped listening to some of these red flags, well, that's not intuition, that's information. So keep on listening, because we're going to get to some more good stuff, but really some positive things, actually. So, Marshall, let's give the people some hope here, because there's some really great things that healthy financial or financially healthy couples do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do they do? What are some things that they do differently?
well, the communication piece is huge,
Yes.
because, we could list a lot of these examples, but there's so many different scenarios you can get in. It comes down to just communicating about it, right? Talking about it,
Absolutely.
right?
And it doesn't have to be perfect.
No,
You
it
just need
doesn't.
to be transparent, right?
Yeah.
You d-
So,
and
so you guys are developer people. You take houses and rehab them and fix them up, right?
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's not our thing, but when
Right.
we do make improvements around the house, we are such different people. This is what we do. We walk around the house and we make a list of all the projects we want to do.
yeah.
And then we separately pick the top 2 or 3 items we want. And we'll see if we're together and we negotiate on those 2. Because like if I go off and start working on this project here, she's
Mhm.
like, what are you doing? But she wants to work on this project over here. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
the property, you walk around the house, there's 25 projects you want to do.
Yeah, that's where a spreadsheet and where numbers lining out or not comes in handy.
Well,
It's
that's
called
part
a
of it.
budget. Yeah, it's going
It's a
back to budget,
It's part of the
really.
budget, and how much could we spend on these improvements?
Yes.
But
Yes.
that's just another example of
Sure.
understanding each other and working on these things together.
Right.
So,
And I know that we've talked before about this. Not everyone agrees either, and that is okay too. So it's okay if you don't agree. It's just, it goes back to, like you said, the talking and that transparency. It's okay not to agree, but
exactly.
be on the same page as far as what's going on, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you got us a checklist. You put something together for folks.
So you can go to the website and download this checklist. It's on the financial red flags and green flags for couples in relationships. And inside of that checklist, there's this really fantastic quiz that you can take. I actually recommend that couples take it separately. And then, especially if they've been trying to figure out ways to come together to discuss money, then they could come back and see if they are aligning or not aligning and have those respectful, transparent discussions. There's even scores and everything. So it'll let you know how much at risk your relationship is because you're not talking about money enough.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Marshall, for all your great tips. I know that our viewers are going to enjoy those. And we will see you all next time on Money Matters, when we share some interesting new tips with you about generating wealth that you probably haven't considered. So we'll see you next time.